Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your WWE Cruiserweight Classic Episode 7 live reactions. Tonight, we've got a stacked lineup. We've got Rich Swann versus Lince Dorado, TJ Perkins versus Johnny Gargano, and of course, Jr. in action one-on-one with Drew Gulak. But this is going to be an amazing show. John, are you ready for this?
Ready. Brother, I am fucking stoked for this show. You're talking about 3 potentially amazing matches. Swann Dorado, Sabre Gulak, and Gargano Perkins. I mean, that is the very definition of the word stacked. And here we're getting a look at the Cruiserweight Classic trophy. Looks absolutely beautiful, but I guarantee you whoever the winner is, the recipient of that trophy, I think would gladly trade in the Cruiserweight Classic trophy for some Cruiserweight Championship gold. I keep thinking about if a title's ever going to emerge, when it's going to emerge. And I'll tell you, 32 competitors, all these different countries, absolutely insane. And here we are, we're in round 2, going to narrow it down to the final 8. And just so many competent competitors in this thing, Ashton.
We already have a little bit of an idea of when the Cruiserweight division is going to be on Raw. That's going to be September 19th. But what we don't know is when a championship is going to show up for that division.
Exactly. And here you see a recap of last week. Tozawa, Gallagher. This was an absolute barn burner. We were both emotionally rooting for Gallagher, but Tozawa persevered. And then this next match,
I got to tell you, yeah, I was hoping Gallagher would win that, but I do love me some Akira Tozawa.
Absolutely. And Noam Dar, I think, made a greater impression here, as did Ho Ho Lun, Chinese competitor. You know, WWE is expanding into that Chinese market. And yet there's the submission there by Noam Dar that got him the win. And then the main event, which to me was an eye-opener on every level, Tony Nese, who in my mind is the future not only of the Cruiserweight division, but WWE more generally, against the wily veteran, the Brian Kendrick, the post-apocalyptic scavenger. You know, and he actually had a great soundbite. He said 37-year-old Brian Kendrick is taking this opportunity because 38-year-old Brian Kendrick may not get the chance. So Brian Kendrick's looking at this tournament as his last chance to really make a mark. And you know how much it means to him because he went to distance against Tony Nese. But that was the past. This is the present. Drew Gulak versus Zack Sabre Jr. tonight. And I'm thinking that maybe the match, or no, maybe not. We also got Lince Dorado versus Rich Swann. Again, I know both these guys somewhat on a personal level, given my excursions into Force One as a fan. They competed in that Indie Fed when I was still living in New Jersey. And we've got TJ Perkins versus Johnny Gargano. And if you haven't seen TJ Perkins yet wrestling in this Cruiserweight Classic, you are in for a real treat. This guy is a stud.
Yeah, TJ Perkins is a wrestling prodigy, a wrestling savant. He's a guy who's been doing it for way longer than you would expect somebody his age to have been doing it. But alas, here he is, and he did an amazing job in round 1. John, do you remember who his opponent was in round 1? Because I don't.
I'm trying to remember, partner, and for the life of me, I cannot. I believe it may have...
It wasn't that the French guy, Clement Petiot. It wasn't him, was it?
It might have been, partner.
Cedric Alexander's opponent. I think that was Cedric Alexander's opponent.
But regardless, TJ Perkins, man, seeing him, because I saw him a little bit in TNA. He was formerly known as Suicide. I don't know if he did, or I think he also was Manic, you know, when that gimmick switched up. And, you know, he was fine there. But seeing him really wrestle as himself, you know, no strings attached, no kind of character extension. He, oh my God, absolutely brilliant between those ropes. I think you called him a prodigy, so, and that's certainly apt. Can't wait to see him again here tonight.
Absolutely. And we have people asking us what our timestamp is. Just to clarify, guys, we're at right now 4 minutes and 45 seconds, and the clock is a ticking. So it was just kind of during that one moment. But we're you know, minute mark, and we're hearing Lince Dorado talking about his round 1 victory and what he's going to do here in round 2 and his background a little bit. And Lince Dorado, Spanish for golden links, which makes all the sense in the world based on his attire.
Yeah, Lince Dorado, I'll tell you, this attire is beastly. Far sleeker than the one I used to remember him wearing in Force One, so he's certainly gotten an upgrade from all those years ago. Has certainly upgraded his repertoire as well, but the one thing he's retained, and the one thing that Lince always imparted to me in his matches when I saw him, that gorgeous shooting star press. He got the win here in round one using that very maneuver. And I'll tell you, Lince is going to be a
I have to ask, John, did Lince Dorado ever hold the Force One championship?
No, he contended for it, but he never held it, partner. He had one cage match opportunity for it, but he came up on the losing end. I don't think he ever challenged for it again after that. And you want to talk about a guy that never really got to the levels that I felt like he should have gotten to in Force One. Rich Swann here speaking now. I'll tell you, I considered myself somewhat close to Swann in his time in Force One. We talked on the regular. He took a shine to me. I took a shine to him. More of a personal note, he had a heel turn at one point in the organization, and everybody would boo him except me. I still stuck by him. I still cheered for him. And when he turned back to being a babyface, because he was only a heel undercover to stop this really dominant faction, he actually pointed me out and said, this is the only guy that stood by me. So we had a close bond when he was over there. We haven't talked in several years, but I hope that Swann knows I'm still supporting him. I'm still so proud of him, and learning that he came from a broken home, a difficult life, I can certainly sympathize with that on a lot more levels than I care to admit. And I think Swann's really got my heart in this tournament, partner.
Absolutely. Swann, very talented, and in my opinion, he's the kind of guy who's got the fire and the heart to be sort of an underdog to the degree that he could be the next Daniel Bryan.
I have to agree with you there. I'll never forget when I felt like it was going to be Swann's last appearance in Force One, because I think he was getting ready to do some major shows for Dragon Gate USA. I told him, Swann, I want you to go all over the world. I want you to kill it. And I think, again, specifically it was Japan. I said, look, Japan's wrestling country. You're good enough to make your mark there, I told him. I said, I want you to keep plying your craft and be the best you could be. Little did I know that all these years later he would be in the Cruiserweight Classic. He would be in a WWE ring, in my mind, where he belongs. And again, on that personal note, I'm rooting for Swann all the way. Nothing would make my heart happier than seeing this man who's overcome so much and worked so hard hold Cruiserweight Championship gold in the future. But in the present, we all know he's eyeing that CWC trophy. So we'll see if he can get after it. Lince Dorado's in his way, and Formidable doesn't even begin to cover Dorado. As we see here, Rich Swann's opponent, this is Jason Lee that Rich Swann beat. Rich Swann had actually one of the quickest matches in the CWC, if I'm not mistaken, partner.
I think you might be right. Yeah. I don't remember exactly how long it was to the minute, but I do recall that being more of an exhibition just to kind of let Rich Swann show off what he does.
Partner, I'm going to put you on the spot because I always love your analysis, even if you kind of struggle for an answer. What do you think's more devastating, Lince Dorado shooting star press or Rich Swann standing 450?
Well, I think that the shooting star press probably does have a little bit more of an impact because Lince Dorado goes all the way up to the top rope. Just from a matter of elevation and gravity, I think that probably hurts a little bit more. But the difference is Swann doesn't have to take the time to get up to the top rope, so he can hit his more there, and even if it doesn't hurt as much as the shooting star, it's still enough to put just about anyone away.
I'd have to agree with that assessment wholeheartedly. And here you see Lince Dorado. I know we've seen that guy before. I think he competed against Hideo recently. Who was that again? Do you remember, Ashton? Because I
don't know.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm trying to remember his name, but it's not coming to me. I guess we could call him eliminated because he was after that shooting star press. And now here we go. Rich Swann and Lince Dorado. This is a very emotional match for me, but I've already said Swann's got my heart all the way in
this. Prince Mustafa Ali.
Yes, Mustafa Ali. Thank you. And Swann already going to work, but Lince Dorado, man. And really, here's the funny thing, Ashton. Given these two men and their styles, they both have such similar styles. I don't think there's really a quickness disparity, an ability disparity, anything like that. So really, it should be a pretty even matchup from where I sit.
Yeah, I think Lince actually has some size on Swann, but they definitely even out in the agility department.
Exactly, and look at that by Swann. Waistlock, though, rolls through here by Dorado, and Swann, though, with a counter into a pin of his own, too. And Dorado kicks out, and that's, I mean, quicker than a hiccup, people. Don't blink, you'll miss it. Hurricane Run into the cartwheel there by Swann. Off the ropes, and now a snap
Swann off the
Run
ropes. Run of his own.
God.
But the flip by Dorado, yes.
And
this
Swann,
is Lucha. This is Lucha.
Absolutely, partner. And take a look at this again. The snap Hurricane Run on Dorado laying on his feet, and then Swann's face told a better story than I ever could. As now we're going to try again. We're back at neutral here. Dorado stopping Swann. Swann may have been thinking test of strength. What's Dorado thinking here? And Swann trying the other arm. And they saying, no. I don't ever remember.
The stronger man, John.
Honestly, brother, not to denigrate Swann, but I'd have to feel that Lince is stronger. And now look at this. We might be having a little dance-off here. If I'm Swann, I'm a little wary. And look at that, though, Swann. You know what? I'm proud of Swann there, and I'll tell you why. I was just getting ready to say, a nice drop kick by Swann. If there's any criticism I've ever had of Swann in his career, I've always said I think he needs to turn up the heat more. A nice kick there by Dorado. And now he's going to springboard, drop kick back into the ring. I've always thought that Swann needs to turn up the heat a little bit, show a little bit more of that fire, like I saw in his match against Sami Callihan, a big battle in Little Egg Harbor. And what a cross body there by Dorado. He just soared through the air, partner.
Unbelievable.
And I think Dorado's showing the fire that I'm asking Swann to show. You know, when Swann went toe-to-toe with Callihan, who was one of the best in the promotion at that time, that showed me Swann could be a main event player. You see Dorado going in the cover. Swann kicks out. And, you know, like, I get it. You want to dance. You want to have a good time. You want to make people smile. I'm not telling Swann not to be Swann, but, brother, you have got a huge opportunity in front of you. I mean, no joking around. You got to make every move count. And now Dorado's going to try and follow through here. Swann moves out of the way. That could be huge for Swann. But Dorado's so quick. Swann catches him. Neck breaker there. And now what's Swann thinking about? Oh, could it be a tiger suplex? What's he thinking?
Oh, my goodness.
Wait a minute here. No, could be a neck breaker. What is Swann thinking about? What is this? Look at this unique hold here by Swann.
What do you even call this, John?
Almost looks like an inverted stretch muffler because he's got the leg behind the head, but I don't even know if that's accurate. And Dorado using the free knee to escape it. I'll tell you, you're talking about two artisans between those ropes. And Dorado's really showing up. And now look at this pin. Actually, no, not a pin. Into potentially a submission. No, it is a pin. My God, these guys are moving at so many different paces here. So many different sequences. And Dorado.
When you get two guys in the ring that are this quick, that kind of stuff is bound to happen, brother.
Exactly. I mean, you're not even wrong, partner. You're not even wrong. Swann, though, look at the expression change. Oh, man. See, this is what I was waiting for from Swann. And now the clubby blows here to the head. Dorado trying to block. He ducks. Overhand chop there. And now Dorado going to take Swann. Irish Whip him in the opposite corner. Follow through. Nice forearm there. Dorado. Swann follows through. He forearms back. Super kick there to the midsection. Could it be a Frankensteiner here for Swann? Wonder what he's thinking about. Jumping. Oh, Dorado hung on.
Ooh.
Oh, double pump kicks there.
Whew, knocking each other out.
Oh, my God. Double knockout there. Both guys stirring. I think Dorado showing a bit more movement than Swann. That could be a difference maker potentially. Referee begins the count. As you see here again, look at this impact. Bam! Both guys knocked out.
God. Sickening. Did you even hear that, John? That sounded sick.
Yeah. I mean, brother, it was absolutely ridiculous. Whoever regains vertical here, they're both about even. And now they might even fight from the kneeled position here. And it looks like they're dropping bombs on each other, exchanging soup bones, as the saying goes. And Swann has got.
Where'd you get that? Did you get that from JR? Or is that something you made up?
I got that from Taz, actually. Overhand chop there by Dorado. And look at that. Swann goes higher. And now they're both going for the face shots. This ain't a boxing match. It's a wrestling match, but you wouldn't know without these two are just exchanging strikes. And look at these guys are just tuckering themselves out. Look at that. Dorado going to a knee. Swann barely keeping it together at vertical. Oh, and Swann might have gotten the better of that exchange. Swann needs to follow up here. But another shot, though. They keep hitting each other. But now Swann going to try and fire up at the knee by Dorado. He always seems one step ahead of Swann here, partner.
It's weird that he just keeps on managing to pull that off, man.
Oh, and there's that might have been.
You're 100% right. That's the thing is, Swann is an amazing talent, and he's so good, and he's a smart guy. But Dorado, like you said, man, he just keeps on being a step ahead somehow.
Yeah, and that could be the difference between victory and defeat, partner. And you and I have seen a lot of it. Intelligent wrestlers come and go. And when you're one step ahead of your opponent, that pays dividends big time. And this crowd really into this bout, as they should be. Two world-class athletes going at it here. Winner advances to round 3. And now, could it be a deadlift German here that Lince is thinking about? He's got the waist locked tight, but Swann trying to grip the top rope. German. Swann lands on his feet. Come on, Swann. Make it happen.
Brilliant.
DDT. Beautifully done. Hooks the leg.
That might be it. That might be the setup. He might be getting ready to go for this 450, John.
He might be. I mean, he went for the cover there. Dorado kicked out. He stayed in it. But Dorado is down. Swann could be thinking standing 450 here. It's funny to me that he drags him in the corner. You could really do that standing 450 anywhere, Swann. And now he's going to go for it, but the knees. The knees.
Oh.
And now he's going to cradle him. 2. And Swann kicks out.
Woo!
What does Dorado have left? And more importantly, given that Swann had to make the kick out, what does Swann have left? And now Dorado. Man, that had to drive the air out of Swann, those knees. Now Dorado urging Swann to get up. There's a strike there. There's a back elbow. There's a kick to the head there. Dorado off the ropes, going to springboard. Swann moved out of the way. Kick of his own to the head. Another kick. Now Swann could be... No! Dorado... Poison Rana. Oh, this is not good for Swann. This is danger zone for Swann.
Yeah.
Oh, Dorado, though, not going to opt for the shooting star. Going to go for the cover. And Swann stays in it. That may be the only reason he's still in it. I thought Dorado was going to follow up. As you see here again, this sequence. Look at this Poison Rana. Bam. Head just driven right into the canvas like a nail by a hammer. And now Dorado... He's going to position Swann here. Now he's thinking shooting star. Now if Swann could get his knees up, that's a game changer to me. But he may be out.
I wonder what the odds of one of these matches tonight going to the time limit. This one feels like it's getting close.
It does feel like it's getting close, but Swann moved out of the way there. This could be a huge opening. Swann knows it. Come on, Swann, stake your claim. This is your time. What's he thinking about here? Oh, this is different. Whatever he's thinking about. No way. Phoenix splash by Swann. 2.
Good Lord.
3 count. He did it.
Wow, he didn't even need the 450. Yeah, I mean, we were talking about, it seems like Dorado's finisher might have more impact, but I don't know if that shooting star has more impact than a Phoenix splash. That's definitely a different question.
That was incredible. I'll be honest. All my time watching Swann, I didn't even know he could do a Phoenix splash, and he pulls it out here in round 2. And you know something, though? I respect that. He recognized the threat level that Lince Dorado possessed to his chances to advance to round 3. He broke out the big guns to major effect. And hey, nothing against Dorado. You want to talk about having your A game. Dorado brought all of it tonight.
Yeah, he really did. This was a great match, and the lucha that we got from Dorado was awesome to see.
It really was, partner. And here's the Phoenix splash again. Look at this. Unreal. I think he even landed a little bit on Dorado's head. I mean, he was done. And Swann now advances to round 3. What an emotional time for that young man. And I'll tell you, if Swann can win, just win a little bit more, he'll be the recipient of the inaugural Cruiserweight Classic trophy. As we see now, we're going to punch Swann's name into the bracket. He will face the winner of Gargano Perkins. And that, whatever combination it is, whether it's Swann Gargano or Swann Perkins, it is going to blow the roof off this damn place.
Yeah, that is going to be a freaking barn burner. That's going to be incredible.
Exactly. And now we're taking a look back here at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2. Gargano and Ciampa team DIY versus the Revival. And Gargano, that's actually a big question, partner, that I'm glad we're seeing this recap. Gargano's leg has to be in rough shape and ripe for the picking by Perkins if he so chooses.
That is true. Yeah, they really picked his leg apart. And there's no way he's 100% after, 4 days of rest?
Exactly. When you have that kind of damage done to your leg, there is no way. Just no way. And there you see the tap out. I mean, Gargano has heart for days. He can go with the best of them. but with a bad wheel. Ask any wrestler. A bad wheel is one of the worst injuries you could go into a match with. And Gargano being a cruiserweight, I mean, that's no different. He relies on that quickness. He relies on that abilities. We're going to get some comments from him here.
Yeah. I think the biggest difference is that because Gargano is a cruiserweight, he's lighter, makes it a little bit easier for him to support his body weight on a bum knee. But it definitely isn't something that's good for anyone. But if he was really big and heavy, it would be a lot more difficult because then he'd have to carry all that weight on a bum leg.
Exactly. I mean, that's an excellent point you bring up. TJ Perkins, I think we have seen him use submissions. You have to imagine he could have something in store for that leg. This might be a gimme for Perkins, partner.
Yeah, I mean, TJ Perkins, you say, oh, we've seen him use submissions, but really we've seen him use everything. This guy can do literally anything and everything. He has a seemingly unlimited arsenal, and the crazy thing is it's almost like he doesn't have to think about it. He just knows what he wants to do to his opponent, and he just transitions right into that. But now that's going to be our main event, and I think it's time to start talking about the next match, Gulak and Zack Sabre Jr.
Well, I mean, what is there to say? You're talking about two absolute titans in different ways in Gulak and Sabre. And let me just say this about Drew Gulak, since we're seeing him first. I really didn't register him all that much in PWG, and you and I have watched a lot of PWG shows. Gulak never really showed up on my radar. One match in the Cruiserweight Classic changed everything. I saw his intensity. I saw his aggression. I saw what he brought to the table. And maybe that's on me. Maybe I wasn't paying enough attention, but I'll never not pay attention again to Drew Gulak because he commanded my attention in this match. He was dominant.
He was dominant. Yeah, exactly. He dominated. I think it was Harv Sierra that he was facing, and the Dragon Sleeper that he implemented, and the way that after Sierra got out of the Dragon Sleeper, he was able to re-lock it in and make it even deeper than he had it locked in the first time around, to the point that he was cranking so hard on Sierra's neck that it was almost an instant tap out the second time around. That tells you how brutal, how savage, how relentless Drew Gulak is. And in the meantime, Zack Sabre Jr. has a much more laid-back personality. He'll pick you apart, but he'll pose for the crowd, and he'll get cutesy, and he'll enjoy it while he's doing it. Drew Gulak is all business.
And I'll tell you something, and this is a compliment to Gulak. You and I just got done recently our coverage of G1 Climax 26. If I had to compare Gulak's Body Scissors Dragon Sleeper with Sonata's Skull End, I think Gulak comes out on the winning side of that exchange, in my personal opinion. He cranks on that so hard, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, and Sonata's Skull End is very legitimate. I don't want anyone to think that we're trying to take anything away from him, but I don't think I've ever seen a more painful, devastating-looking Dragon Sleeper than in wrestling. We're not talking like the world of MMA or anything like that, but in wrestling, I don't think I've ever seen a more devastating, painful-looking Dragon Sleeper than Drew Gulak's.
I'll tell you, I mean, for me, and maybe this is because I'm a little screwed up in the head, I call myself Johnny Scumbag, for God's sakes, but I look at Drew Gulak's face when he has that hold applied, and Sabre Jr. has to be careful. Look, Sabre is one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. I'd argue he's the best technical wrestler in the world. Gulak's no joke, though.
And if you want proof of that, look no further than the title that he holds, the PWG World title.
Exactly. But I'll tell you, when Gulak has that hold applied, he has a look on his face that says either you can go home to your family with your health and welfare intact, or I can break your neck. It's really your choice, because I couldn't care less. And Zack Sabre Jr., though, he's another one with how he manipulates joints and how he makes the human anatomy work to his whims. I mean, he's no slouch either. This is really going to be, I mean, who's the better man? We're really going to find that out here in a few moments.
Yeah, and Gulak rocking almost like a samurai look. Do you notice that? He kind of has the shoulder spikes, the robe. He honestly, the entrance attire reminds me of a samurai.
It does. I can totally see where you're coming from there, partner. I think Drew Gulak definitely ready to stake his claim, but so is Sabre. In fact, a lot of people said ZSJ was the favorite to win it. In fact, the only two names you hear about winning the Cruiserweight Classic It's either ZSJ or Kota Ibushi, a lot of people will tell you. Drew Gulak would love to silence those voices, and we get to see that track. It's, oh, my God, the crank. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Partner, can you imagine being in that hold?
No, I don't want to imagine. And the crazy thing, too, is that second one that he did to Sierra, he cranked so hard that he actually did almost like an inverted DDT where he slammed his head into the mat as well.
Exactly, but hey, this isn't a short chain ZSJ because he's the guy that shuts up the schoolyard bully. It's like, so who's taking whose lunch money? All the while he's bending the bully's fingers back until he cries uncle. I'm telling you, these guys aren't anybody to fuck with. If they ever join forces, the rest of us are screwed. I just want to let everybody know that. And now we're getting this match started here. The bell rings. Here we go. Oh, man.
Oh, my God. The physicality already. Jesus.
Drew Gulak's a damn animal. I'll tell you what, I can't wait to get back on the PWG circuit, partner, after this experience, because Drew Gulak, unless he is going to be a part of the cruiserweight division, in which case I can't wait to watch him on Raw every other Monday or however long, because he's a beast. And ZSJ, well, enough said. And look at that, the standoff.
This is a PWG dream match. It's weird that we're seeing this in a WWE, context.
Absolutely, partner. And I mean, you look at the stare down. Gulak's ready to go. You already see, like, his arm's out. He's ready to initiate another lockup. ZSJ has control of the arm. What do you think the greatest strength of both competitors is, now that we've really talked about both of them at length?
Okay, well, Gulak, I'm going to say definitely his aggression, his hunger, relentlessness, his just constantly moving forward, constantly trying to find ways to beat his opponent. ZSJ, I mean, it's really obvious with him. He can do things to your body and make you realize that you can feel pain in places you didn't even know you had places.
Exactly. And look at this straitjacket hold here by ZSJ.
But Gulak, the power from Gulak, almost like he snapmared ZSJ out of it, but then ZSJ snapmared him right back. And now look at this. Gulak with the straitjacket of his own.
Exactly. Brilliant. Just brilliant there by Gulak. Oh, my
God.
Unreal.
ZSJ.
Yeah, grabbing the wrist there. And now he's just going to, oh, God, put the torque on that arm, crank it, and now get both down. I thought he was going to go for maybe like a cattle mutilation, but now it could be an armbar here. Gulak again, though, with the power. And that's another thing, too. I mean, ZSJ can manipulate body parts, and Gulak, though, with the quickness and the power, just kicks ZSJ clean off.
Yeah, and Gulak, I mean, we've already been talking about it a little bit, but let's really bring it to the forefront. And Gulak has a huge power advantage in this. Really, Zack Sabre Jr., anytime he enters a match, he basically gives up the power advantage to whoever it is that he's facing. He never has the power advantage in a match. Unless he would face, like, Cheeseburger.
Look at that. Northern Lights by Gulak, and ZSJ kicks out. I'll tell you, Sabre.
Yeah, ZSJ is going to have a lot of work to do on any of Gulak's limbs if he hopes to kind of weaken him enough to actually get a 3 count.
I'll tell you, Zack Sabre Jr. has a lot of heart. His wars with Roderick Strong.
Oh, and Gulak has some submissions of his own, too. Look at this.
And that's got to be a head game to Zack Sabre Jr. saying, you want to put these holds on me? I can return the favor.
It's like an almost like an advanced abdominal stretch. But you know what? ZSJ spitting on Gulak and Gulak kind of, retaliating the way he did and then slapping ZSJ actually was a smart move for ZSJ because it actually set him up in position to be able to get out of that advanced abdominal stretch. And now here we are back to neutral, kind of.
Zack Sabre Jr. strikes me as the kind of student that knows every counter to every hold. And I'll tell you, that doesn't bode well for Gulak if he tries to play that game. But luckily, though, that's not the game he specializes in. Could be the top rope lariat. Oh, ZSJ caught him. And look at this
Fujiwara armbar.
Beautiful Fujiwara there by Zack Sabre Jr. But Gulak
that right there is what makes Zack Sabre Jr. great, because you said he knows the counter to everything. Well, I think he also knows the catch to everything too. No matter what you try and do, there's a really good chance that he's going to catch you and hurt you.
But look at Gulak. Look at Gulak.
The sheer power into the gory crucifix almost.
Is he going to drive him forward or drop him backwards?
I don't think either. I think this is a submission, brother. This is a gory crucifix hold. This is incredibly painful. This hurts the thighs, the hamstrings, the abdominals, the shoulders, the elbows, and now the neck. Oh, my God. And now we see this gory face lock that Billy Kay actually used on Ember Moon, but he transitions into a pinning combination, and now reverses into an inverted, almost like a modified Boston Crab there, but I guess ZSJ has some leg power. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Gulak kicks out.
That sequence by Gulak, it's almost like he was telling me, hey, you didn't pay enough attention to me in PWG. This is what I'm capable of. And all I can keep thinking to say is, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please don't kill me. I'm so sorry. As he stays now on Zack Sabre Jr. That sequence was insane, brother.
I love that gory. The gory special is my favorite submission of all time, I think, or at least one of them. That and like the crucifix armbar are my two favorite. Yeah, my two favorite submissions of all time. So the fact that he had him up in a gory special, and he used the crucifix, and then into the chin lock, and then into the spinning combination, that was just sick.
Exactly. I mean, I've seen some sick combinations from a lot of great technical wrestlers, but Gulak just tops the list, I think.
Oh, and now look at this ZSJ with the octopus.
Yeah, a really great-looking octopus, because look at him taking the digit manipulation of
Gulak. But Gulak with the power grabs the foot into the ankle lock immediately.
Oh, my God, this match right now. These two are going hold for hold with each other. Oh, and he's got that.
It's hard to believe that anything could top Swann Dorado, but this is close right now. Look at that side suplex.
Straight pad. That almost looked like a deadlift to me, partner. Gulak, that was all power on his end.
It was definitely a deadlift, yeah. There's no way ZSJ was resisting that whole time. There was no attempt at ZSJ to get out of that, it looked like.
Well, then that just tells me I'm glad the Gulak never forced me to do anything. I know, electric chair there.
Oh, look at this now. ZSJ into the sleeper, into the Kimura.
Oh, what a sequence.
Zack Sabre Jr. treats the human body not only like, a pretzel, but really like a jungle gym. The way that he just kind of climbs around and does whatever he wants on you while you're standing around, like it's crazy. Oh, but now Gulak, and there's the slam into the ropes.
Yeah, and notice now Zack Sabre Jr. favoring the leg, the ankle and the knee that hit the rope, because those ropes, and we talked about it a lot in G1 Climax 26, they're cable-like. They're not soft and fluffy. They're hard and, unforgiving, unrelenting. And just asks Zack Sabre Jr.'s ankle there, as now Gulak, what a hard forearm by Gulak. And now the knife edge chop. And another forearm. And another forearm. Oh, my God.
Oh, but look at Zack with the trip and the penalty kick. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. And Gulak kicks out. Yeah, if you want an idea of how hard those ropes are and how painful it is to not even just hit them, but to be thrown against them, those are basically the same material that is used to hold telephone poles up.
Exactly. Now look at ZSJ here. Oh, the boot. Oh, he caught the leg, though. Oh, my God.
And the arm trap pinning attempt into the bridge.
And Gulak kicks out again.
Count, though.
Unreal.
ZSJ
Absolutely
trying to get cutesy again with the arms folded, trying to pose for the crowd, and it didn't pay off.
I disagree. I disagree with that strategy, partner. I'm all for flamboyance and showing off and having an ego. I mean, remember who you're talking to, but I mean, this is Drew Gulak. You don't do that shit with a guy that fierce. Oh my.
Speaking of fierce. Yeah, the slaps. Oh, and another slap. Oh, my God. They're just, oh, Jesus. Oh, and the headbutt and the forearm. And these guys are just clubbing each other's heads in.
This match is devolving here. This match is devolving. ZSJ getting, but Gulak with the slap. ZSJ down to both knees here.
God.
He doesn't even know where he is. Look at that. He has such a faraway look in his eyes. Drew Gulak, he might have this here. And now what's he thinking about? Off the ropes. Look at that ducks.
Oh, rolls through, but catches him into a roll-up. 1, 2. Oh, ZSJ kicks out, but that was close.
And, could it be the Dragon Sleeper?
Oh, he got it in. Oh, but ZSJ too smart. He's not a Sierra. He's not. Oh, into the bridge. 2, and that's it.
Gulak got caught. What a match.
Gulak went immediately for that Dragon Sleeper and thought that he had the match won, but Zack Sabre Jr. has so much experience working with submissions and countering them. You're not going to get it in on him, at least not on the first try. You've got to, figure out the counters to his counters if you hope to actually catch him in something like that.
Partner, let me tell you something. Gulak, I know he's looking downtrodden. I know he's probably heartbroken, but he should be proud of that performance tonight. He made one mistake, and let me tell you something, the best of competitors usually do. That is what it comes down to, is one mistake. In fact, I was even thinking of asking you earlier, I wish I would have, should Gulak change it up for this match? We know that Dragon Sleeper is dependable, but Zack Sabre Jr.'s submission acumen, not just in applying them, but in countering them, is genius level, and you saw it here. What a match.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Absolutely incredible. And Gulak, I mean, I know he's frustrated, he's distraught, but Zack Sabre Jr., he made his statement, and I'll tell you, whoever Zack Sabre Jr. is facing, I don't envy them because he is in it to take it all. And it's Noam Dar. Noam Dar is facing Zack Sabre Jr. Good luck, Noam. Because
that is going to be, yeah. I mean, Noam Dar, don't get me wrong. I've enjoyed his matches to a degree. His most recent match was more of an eye-opener, but it really does, compared to the competition that we've seen Zack Sabre Jr. face to get here, I do feel like Noam Dar has kind of coasted to get here, and he's about to meet one hell of an obstacle in ZSJ.
Certainly. And is Drew Gulak going to reciprocate? Is he going to show respect to ZSJ? He offered the hand, and he does. Just briefly touches the hand, and it goes his own way. And you know what? Gulak's angry. Channel that anger, Gulak, and we'll be seeing you on Raw. What a stud that man is.
Yep. He's excellent.
And partner, it's main event time. The big question,
which means Gargano in a post-Brooklyn 2 world with that injured knee, going to be facing off with TJ Perkins, the wrestling prodigy, the wrestling savant, if I will.
Yes, certainly. Certainly. And, you know, partner, I was even getting ready to say the wild card is going to be that leg of Gargano. And you know who's really excited to see this match, probably more than us, is Rich Swann, because the winner of this match faces Swann in round 3. He has got to be watching this match with eyes glued. It's going to be a good one. Gargano.
And a big enough deal can be made about how ridiculously good that match is going to be, no matter who wins this.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, whether it's Gargano and Swann or Perkins and Swann, my message to Swann is, and I believe he could beat anybody in this tournament, even a genius like Zack Sabre Jr. or Kota Ibushi. Whether it's Gargano or Perkins, your A game may not be enough. You've got to go further than you ever have. You've got to dig down so deep you touch upon reserves you never even knew existed, and you need to call upon all of it, because either one of these guys, Gargano, Perkins, neither one of them, and Swann's in for a rough ride in round 3, but so are they. I mean, Swann beat Dorado. It was a great match, and this main event here are going to reveal so much about the tournament brackets. Who are you picking, partner? Do you think TJ Perkins has this against Gargano?
I think that the leg is going to be the problem. I do. I think that TJP's got this.
I have to agree with you. I think TJ Perkins is going to pick up the W. I mean, again, I knew him a little bit in TNA when he was manic, when he was doing his stuff in the X Division. I mean, I really mainly watched YouTube clips. I haven't watched the full program in years. I avoid that shit like the plague. But seeing him in round 1, I became awash in epiphany. It was like the greatest revelation that I finally got to be a part of, that being this man's ability. And let me tell you something, Gargano. You took Ciampa to the limit and you won. Perkins is no Ciampa. He's not going to show remorse. He's not going to hesitate. And I think he's going to look at that leg. And TJ Perkins, look, he's not a bad man. He's just a man that wants to win. And there is a difference. And I think he's going to look at that leg. And even if he doesn't want to, he is going to exploit it. Why? Because he'd be foolish not to. And you could call that scum squad, or you could call that being a good competitor. I don't care which. I just think TJ Perkins is going to be coming for that leg. And now
I got to say, it's kind of ironic that you're talking about, oh, he's not Ciampa, he's not going to have compassion. We're talking about a guy named the Psycho Killer, and we're basically saying, well, you're lucky that it's not him because he showed compassion.
Yeah, and he did. You saw that Ciampa hesitated in the same match that I did. And I think that was the difference maker. I mean, Ciampa was taken aback by the resiliency of Gargano, as any normal man would be. Gargano kicking out of Project Ciampa sent Ciampa into a daze thinking, man, why do I have to do this? Why is my partner Johnny, why is he making me hurt him? And, he took one too many seconds, of just second guessing and self-doubt, and it cost him. It really cost him. In this back and forth match, I mean, TJ Perkins, I feel like, had an easier time with Damac than Gargano did with Ciampa, which is to be expected. And here is
That's who his opponent was, Damac. How could I forget?
Well, I remembered actually seeing him. I knew once we got a visual, maybe it would come to me, and thankfully it did. And man, I'll tell you. But you know what Gargano did show me in this match that Perkins has got to be wary of? Gargano can pull out a counter when he needs to. I did not expect him to reverse that armbar into a crucifix-type pin. And if Perkins isn't careful, whatever hold he has on Gargano, Gargano may turn into a pinning opportunity. He has got to have the wherewithal. He's got to have a sense of self and his positioning in the ring at all times does Perkins if he wants to emerge from this match victorious.
Yeah, definitely. Ciampa, I don't think I've ever seen Tommaso Ciampa show as much emotion as he showed after being beaten by Gargano.
Exactly. And here comes Gargano. That leg weighs heavily upon the mind of every fan in attendance here, wondering if Johnny can pull it out, wondering if he can punch his ticket to round 3. But again, even if he does, partner, you and I, again, our extensive coverage of G1 Climax the past 2 years, we know what happens with guys with injuries in tournament-style matches. Even though you get a little bit more of a breather than you do in a G1 setting because G1 is round-robin style, that leg, I don't think will be 100% in round 3. So then Swann will be posed with the same quandary that Perkins is about to be posed with here in a few moments. So it's going to be very problematic for Gargano going forward.
Yep. And you see Gargano there. He doesn't seem to be limping much, but I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to hide it. He doesn't have any. Oh, no, he does have a bandage on the leg. I didn't see that at first, but he does.
And Perkins there from the Philippines. You made an excellent point, partner. And TJ Perkins' round 1 match against Damac, the Filipino community, when they have somebody that they really want to support, like Batista, for instance, I mean, they get behind them. They are like, you know, the conquering heroes, if you will. If TJ Perkins could bring that Cruiserweight Classic trophy back to the Philippines, forget being just another citizen, forget even being a mortal man, he might be a god in the eyes of those people for the prestige he'd bring back to that country. So huge matchup here for TJ Perkins.
Yeah, anytime you see a Filipino, anybody really, famous person kind of make it big, they always have a huge support system behind them because the people of the Philippines will latch on to people from their country that make it big. And I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome that they're able to show so much cohesion as I want to call it a nation, but if it's not a nation, I apologize, but as a place, I guess, as just a generic way of putting it. And now I think this match is underway.
Certainly is. And you look at TJ Perkins here, has Gargano pinned down. It looks like he's kind of working a little bit, a Greco-Roman kind of knuckle lock. And again, he has Gargano down. Clearly has the leverage advantage, this Perkins. Yeah. And that could bode very well for him. And now Gargano, they're going to try and reverse the leverage. And now we're at kind of a standstill here. That leg so far hasn't seemed to be problematic for Gargano. And now Gargano with the body scissors. Now he's got kind of an arm bar. Not a full-blown Kimura with the position of the arm, but he does have a nice body scissors. Now Perkins breaks out. Look at that, the flexibility. Jesus.
Oh, and the inverted Indian deathlock into the last chancery.
Unreal. Nice sequence there by Perkins. And that bridge is perfection. Can I just say that? Perfect really bridge there by Perkins.
And the thing is, when you think of bridge, a lot of the time you want a guy to be up on their tippy toes, but if he'd be up on his tippy toes, he wouldn't have as much leverage with the Indian deathlock, so it makes sense that he's flat-footed there.
Exactly. Now the ref going to try and create distance here between Gargano and Perkins. And Gargano, you see, he is favoring that leg. He just went to it there. Yep. Real tough.
You can see it's bandaged underneath the knee pad. I don't know if you can see that or not, John.
Exactly. And that's an excellent observation, partner. Great catch. And that's the price you...
Oh, but the drop kick.
Yeah, Gargano not taking any of that shit tonight. Now he's going to dive. Tope suicida by Gargano, but he landed on the leg on the floor. Every move has got to hurt. And you know what? Not to place the blame on Gargano. I mean, we all frown upon victim blaming here, but that's the price you pay when you try and pursue the NXT Tag Team titles and you know a team like the Revival is holding them. They don't give a fuck about your welfare, and they really didn't give a damn that Gargano was in this Cruiserweight Classic. I know there's a knife edge chop there to Perkins.
Yeah, that was brutal. And that rolls him right back in the ring. Gargano is in a unique opportunity, or in a unique spot here, because he consistently plays the underdog in matches. He's always smaller. He's always given up the power advantage to his opponent, kind of like what we said about ZSJ. But in this match, I think he does have the power advantage and the size advantage over TJP. And look at this modified surfboard. It's beautiful.
Yes, gorgeous execution there by Gargano. And now he's just really cranking on the arms there. Perfect positioning. And I'll tell you, if I'm Gargano, I'm just going to move TJ Perkins around every which way. I'm going to maintain my dominance on this hold. But Perkins, though, fighting out of it, reverses the leverage. And now what's Perkins thinking about? Oh, my
God. Pendulum hold. I love this submission.
And now Gargano, he's just dragging him around.
Oh, transition into another maybe. Oh, no. He's going into a traditional surfboard.
Yes. And there it is.
What a transition, too. And his shoulders are off the mat, just to be clear. He's pulling a Liger. He's very technically sound. Into the pinning attempt. 1, 2. Oh, but Gargano kicks out. That was close, but Gargano is a little bit more savvy than TJP's last opponent, Damac.
I love how Perkins knows how to make moves work for him on more than one level. It's not just a submission. I can turn it into a pinning opportunity. That just shows you. I mean, we've called TJ Perkins, I think you called him earlier, again, a savant, a prodigy, whatever label you want to use. He proves that every time he steps in here. And now look at that roll through. Gargano caught him. Oh, wait, TJ Perkins.
Into the leg scissors takedown. And he dabs on him.
Beautiful. You know what I love about Perkins? Well, besides everything, he just oozes confidence in there, partner. Like, you know,
yeah, it's funny because it's actually his catchphrase, but he really does make it look easy. It's insane.
Exactly. And, you know, you could say that about a lot of guys. Oh, they look so confident. But I don't think I've ever seen anybody more confident than TJ Perkins. He believes in every offensive maneuver
with the kick, yes. I've got to say, I'm really happy that Gargano isn't getting caught by the same move in TJ's trick bag more than once.
Definitely. Lands on the apron.
Now the spear? Yeah, the spear.
Oh, and I thought TJ Perkins caught him, but he didn't. Gargano did get that spear. But Gargano, though, again, going back to that leg. I don't know if you saw that. You can definitely see he's got a hand on the knee. He's trying to fight through the pain here. I mean, you wish adrenaline.
Break the fourth wall for a moment here and acknowledge that Johnny Gargano at the CWC, this match was taped almost a month ago, and he's selling an injury that he just got today. He was selling for the future, John. This man is a genius.
Exactly. Oh, unbelievable. And now Gargano gonna look at this charge in the corner, and another knife edge chop there with a little bit of momentum behind it. And Gargano, you know something? Even with a bad wheel, when you start stringing offense together, that's got to build confidence. Confidence may translate into adrenaline, and adrenaline, of course, numbs the pain, however temporarily. And now he's got Perkins on the top rope here.
Oh, he wanted a power slam position, but Perkins got out of it. Goes for the lariat. Gargano ducks, but then, what do you even call that? A pop-up double kick to the face. Exactly. Gargano goes for the lariat, but then the jumping, spinning back kick from Perkins off the ropes. Gargano with the enziguri.
I'll tell you, Gargano may have lost a tooth from a kick. Something went flying out. Double boot there. Oh, he caught it.
God. Oh, into a power bomb? Are you kidding me?
And he does, but look at, they're both down. They're both down, and they both kick out.
Wow.
Swann, I think, would have gotten a bye into, I'm guessing, what would have been the semifinals. And, I mean, that would have been very fortunate for him. But he will still have a challenger, at least for the time being. I'll tell you, Perkins has got to be careful, man. He hit the power bomb, but he didn't have the wherewithal to follow up. He almost got caught by his own move.
Whew, man, that would have been ridiculous. I mean, anytime there's a draw in this tournament, it actually means that both men don't advance, not that they both do, or that we're going to triple threat or anything.
Exactly.
How smooth is TJ Perkins?
That sequence, the fluidity with which he moves, and Gargano trying to hold on. This is not going to be good. This is not going to be good. No, wait,
for TJP, it's not good. And now into the the cannonball there into the TJP. Oh my God.
I don't know
Gargano
who got
just putting his body on the line and saying, if I don't win this, what's the point?
Exactly. I mean, I don't even know who got the worst section. We're going to look at it again here. Yeah, that cannonball, it almost looked like TJ Perkins tried catching him, tried to initiate a counter. There was just no way. That was too much momentum. And then the super kick that was the catalyst for all of it. And again, bam.
You know what? I think TJP might have even caught him in like a suplex position. Maybe not. I don't know. It looked almost like he did, though, like Brian Cage style.
Right, it was almost like he diverted Gargano's momentum into the security wall, kind of like how Jericho did to Daniel Bryan in that one match, the suicide dive, which bruised Bryan's kidneys.
They're both injured, but I think that Gargano was luckily cushioned by maybe even the cushioning on the chair that he landed on, because that was a padded chair. I don't know if you saw that.
Exactly. That's an excellent observation, partner. And Gargano gets Perkins back into the ring. This is Gargano's moment here. He's got to make something happen. DDT? Perkins caught him. Fireman's carry. Oh, look at that into the Benadryller. And now chicken wing face buster. 2. Oh, I thought that was going to be it.
Gargano kicks out. Are you kidding me?
You talked about his hard partner in his match with Ciampa. You said, hey, don't count Gargano out. He can keep going until the bitter end.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, he kicked out of a Project Ciampa. Do you know how ridiculous that is and how few people do that?
Exactly. And I'll tell you, that chicken wing, it was a face buster because those knees caught Gargano right in the face.
I was going to say, can we call it a chicken wing lung blower?
I thought about calling it a lung blower, but I wasn't sure. But if you want to call it that, I guess I'll concede. But it did seem like the knees hit the face more. And now the right hands exchange here between these two. And now, man, they're back and forth. Who wants it more? Who wants it more, Gargano or Perkins? Drop toe hold there in the middle rope. TJ Perkins going to try and follow up. What a drop kick.
I've never seen a triangle drop kick done to the middle of the ring. That was ridiculous. Oh, and now going up top, but Gargano scouted it out. Kick there. Gamangiri.
Yeah, and now Ciampa, could it be the power slam he tried for earlier? No, again. What was Gargano thinking about? Is that his finisher or something? Because he's attempted that twice now.
I don't know, but Gargano is making... Oh, into the knee bar. This might be it.
And this is what we were talking about.
Oh, and he was even trying to turn it... Oh, wow, but look at this. Oh, Gargano escape. Gargano escape or Gargano escape, however you want to say it. That's what this is almost. If TJP... Oh, he's fading. I think Gargano has it locked in now. Oh, but TJP looks like he's reversing momentum. Yeah,
he does.
Look at this. Look at the
Maestro
transitions into the Maestro. Oh, but Gargano.
2. Oh, that was close. And that's what I'm talking about, turning anything into a pinning possibility. Remember I said that at the start of the match, but for Gargano there, because now I'm thinking of Gargano no escape. It just kicked out. Holy crap, what a match, people.
Whew.
Oh, man. Gargano trying to get the blood flow back into that leg.
Wow. Yeah, he's really feeling it, man. He's feeling it. That left knee is in a lot of trouble. TJP already tried the knee bar that he beat Mac with, but Gargano has reversed it. And now, neckbreaker.
And now, TJ Perkins has Gargano on the top rope. This could be bad here for Gargano. Could it be No! Oh, my God. Oh my God. No way is Gargano going to pull this off. Third time.
Lawn dart.
Oh, my God. He got it. Third time's the charm.
Is that going to be it?
1, 2. No, it's not. And now Gargano, like Ciampa did in his match with Gargano, he inches back. He looks at Perkins. What do I got to do? And keep in mind, partner, that's got to get in Gargano's head something fierce, because he tried this move 3 times. He got it on the 3rd time, and it still wasn't enough. When you want to move,
I think that reaction to a 2 count might be the kiss of death, though. We saw Ciampa do it, and it cost him. We'll see if it costs Gargano here.
Hey, we saw John Cena do it at SummerSlam when AJ kicked out of the Avalanche AA. Doubt cannot.
That was one of the most amazing reactions to a 2 count I've ever seen, though.
Exactly. I mean, look, doubt cannot creep in. Doubt spells failure. But what does it say for Gargano? Again, he wanted that move so desperately, and it didn't get the job done. What's he thinking about? Oh, Perkins looks quick.
Gamangiri there into the roll-up, but no, TJP. Oh, Gargano went for the super kick again. Drop kick to the knee. Goes for the shoot kick. Super kick from Gargano. These guys are both in so much trouble right now. This is not good. One big move, and the guy's going to win. Whoever hits it.
And
look at that's going to be the leg bar.
Perkins again at the counter.
Knee bar. Gargano's going to have to tap.
He is going to have to tap. It's Brooklyn 2 all over again.
It really is. It's almost the exact same move, too. I mean, it's not the exact same, but it's close.
Gargano is right there. If he could just inch, but oh man, the pressure. And oh, look at that. He's
he really just cranked it in. Yeah.
And he taps. He can't take it. Perkins advances.
Oh man.
Which means round 3, just to remind everybody, TJ Perkins versus Swann.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. Swann, you better get ready, brother. Because I'll tell you, if any match is ever going to top the one I saw you have with Sami Callihan, that round 3 match is going to be it. Swann, there's going to be no time for dancing, no time for smiling. Because TJ Perkins will just slap a submission to slap the smile off your face. And Gargano, he's so frustrated with that leg.
Oh, that knee. Oh, my gosh.
Partner, I would have tapped out much quicker than Gargano. Nothing but respect for him.
Yeah, this was a really good match. I really enjoyed this. Probably actually enjoyed this somehow even more than ZSJ Gulak, if that helps.
Yeah, and there's the Benadryller there.
I think this might have been my second favorite match of the second round behind Alexander Ibushi.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I think you were right, partner. Seeing it on the replay, chicken wing lung blower, I think, is more apropos. There's the long dart there into the middle turnbuckle. Hook of the leg there, and then the kick out. Gargano wanted that move so desperately. He went for it 3 times, still didn't beat Perkins. And then that super kick, Gargano took a risk. I don't know what he was thinking about here. Maybe we can see it. Full Nelson something. But Perkins slides out, gets that submission, really tightens the pressure, gets the vice on it, and Gargano taps out. What a contest, partner.
Yeah, I mean, we've got TJP Swann up in the next round. We've also got ZSJ versus Dar. I believe, is it Tozawa Ibushi? Is that a match as well?
I believe you're correct. It will be Tozawa Ibushi.
And then the other match is it's not Tozawa Ibushi. It's Kendrick Ibushi. And then I didn't catch who Tozawa's opponent was.
Tozawa, I don't know. It's not, like you said, it's not Noam Dar because that's ZSJ. Perkins is facing Swann. Kendrick is facing Ibushi. So who else is there?
He beat Tajiri. Grand Metalik.
Yeah, that's right.
So it'll be Grand Metalik versus Tozawa. Those are your 4 semifinals, or quarterfinals, actually. Your 4 quarterfinals matches.
Yeah. Brother, that is going to be nuts. As Gargano now being checked on by a trainer here. Oh, man, what a match. And what do you think Swann's thinking right now, knowing that awaits him in round 3?
If I'm Swann, I'm thinking I just got to do what got me here, and hopefully it'll take me all the way, because you got this far, you can't start changing things right now.
Maybe not, but I'm going to stand by what I've been saying. Swann has got to up the intensity, because Perkins is going to be his toughest challenge, not just within the confines of this tournament, but perhaps in the entirety of his career. As we see now, the men that remain to win it all.
Wow.
Who is going to take it?
So, John, we have 4 matches that we know of. We've got Ibushi versus Brian Kendrick. I think that's going to be the end of Kendrick's run, unfortunately. I'm calling Ibushi to win that. We've got Swann Perkins, which I don't even know who I'm picking in that. I do think ZSJ is going to beat Dar, and I think that Metalik is going to beat Tozawa. But I don't know who's going to win between TJP and Rich Swann. That's such a close call.
I don't know either, partner. I mean, TJ Perkins has been next level, but Swann is such an emotional story. He's demonstrated so much heart. He certainly demonstrated a lot of heart tonight against Lince Dorado. I'm going to have my heart in my damn throat for that match, rooting for Swann so hard. I don't know. But the next set of matchups, folks, looks absolutely sick. What a day, day 7 of the Cruiserweight Classic. A great set of matchups. Partner, this was absolutely fantastic. Any other remarks you want to make?
No, this was a lot of fun, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to remember to leave a like on this video. We're going to close things out here, and be sure to stay tuned for our Q&A question on Friday.